Hello, Chillify. I'm ready to craft some unforgettable stories for you. Out of sheer poverty, I had to pretend to be a fan just to make a living. During the toughest year of my life, I'd pretend to be a superfan, going to the airport to welcome a celebrity every single day. Thanks to my brilliant acting skills, I always managed to score a free meal each time. However, things only truly changed when I found a stable job and decided to stop my airport fan duties. That very evening, I received a message from the youngmaster from the capital. I brought the chocolate you wanted. Where are you? After losing my job, I struggled to find new employment. I was facing a dire situation. If I ate enough, I couldn't pay rent. If I paid rent, I only had enough for steamed buns to get through the day. Thanks to a friend's recommendation, I found a part-time gig, pretending to be a fan to greet an artist at the airport. I heard this artist, Shen, despite being in the industry for years, didn't have many fans. His friend, seeing things getting worse, paid a hefty sum to hire people to greet him, hoping to create the impression that he actually had a fan base. After reviewing Shen's information, I stayed up late writing a love letter and crafting a cartoon headband. To look like a genuine fan, I even gritted my teeth and packed some snacks from home into my bag, intending to share them with him tomorrow. The group chat had discussed extra bonuses for good performances, so exchanging snacks for a bonus seemed like a win-win. To avoid any mistakes, I practiced in front of the mirror almost all night, only managing to snatch a few hours of sleep near dawn. Even in my dreams, I was greeting him at the airport. In this dream, I sincerely confessed my admiration as practiced and handed him the love letter. However, he just glanced at it, then angrily tore it up, saying, "You have no professional ethics, you even spelled my name wrong." Because of this incident, his already poor mood worsened significantly. In the end, I not only didn't get paid, but was also held responsible for the damages, accruing a huge debt. My entire life seemed destined to be mired in poverty. It was truly pathetic. The dream felt incredibly real. Waking up, I struggled to shake off the nightmare. The airport greeting time was fast approaching. I quickly gathered everything I needed. Arriving at the airport, the image from my dream suddenly flashed in my mind. Misspell his name, get fined, incur debt, how embarrassing. Thinking about it, I made a huge effort to pull out the love letter from my bag and completely blacked out his name. If I didn't write it, there wouldn't be any mistakes. Once done, I bowed my head and messaged the intermediary. "Hello, I'm at the airport. Can you send me a picture of your friend?" I had asked for this last night, but the person refused, worried that sending a photo beforehand might tip off their friend. They said they'd only show me once I arrived at the airport. I waited 5 minutes, but the intermediary still didn't respond. Realizing it was almost time, I quickly checked the information again, then noticed a man at the exit who closely matched the description. Gritting my teeth, I put on the headband and approached him. Fearing I might get the wrong person, I softly called out, "Shen?" The man seemed a little surprised. "Who are you?" It seemed I hadn't made a mistake. I handed him everything in my hands. "I'm your fan, these are gifts for you." Shen looked down at the gifts in his hands, appearing utterly disbelieving. I have fans?" His friend had mentioned this. Shen seemed insecure, never imagining anyone would like him. This made everything even more believable. I nodded vigorously. "That's right." Shen offered a faint smile. "Then thank you for liking me." I walked beside him towards the exit. Neither of us said anything. The atmosphere suddenly became tense. I remembered the information I'd read. Shen usually didn't have many friends, so when greeting him, it was best to talk more. I tried to find a topic for conversation. Finally, seeing Shen's face, an idea sparked. "Brother, I'm actually a fan because of your good looks. Can I take a few pictures of you? If I post them on social media, it might help you gain more fans." I'd once greeted my best friend's idol. Although I couldn't get too close, the process was surely similar. As if finally accepting he had a fan, a slight smile appeared on Shen's face. "You're not even joking? Take pictures. Do you want them for your wallpaper?" "Exactly, wallpaper. You reminded me. Now I'm a fan because of Shen's good looks. How could my phone wallpaper be anyone else's?" If a situation like in my dream happened again, I'd be in serious trouble. Thinking of this, I hurriedly hid my phone screen and replied, "That's right, If I'm a fan of your looks, of course, I want to see you every day. Daniel Shen's ears reddened slightly. He said, then go ahead and take them. I immediately raised my phone, aimed at him, and clicked away, asterisk, click, 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 asterisk. After taking the photos, I immediately set one as my wallpaper right in front of him. Daniel Shen didn't bother me. He just carefully put away the snacks I had given him. He even remembered to remind me, next time you come to greet me, don't bring so many snacks. It's tiring to carry so much. Perhaps influenced by the atmosphere, I nodded in agreement. Okay. In reality, I wasn't even sure if there would be a next time. His friend had only paid for one greeting, but seeing Daniel Shen's face, I really couldn't bring myself to say, there won't be a next time. We walked straight to the parking lot. As I was about to say goodbye, Daniel Shen called out, wait a moment. I stopped and watched him put the snacks I gave him into his car. He then took out several expensive-looking boxes from the car and handed them to me. These are gifts in return for you. It was certainly special to receive return gifts after an airport greeting. I felt a little awkward and quickly refused. I can't accept these. I like you. Your accepting my gifts already makes me happy. There's no need for return gifts. In fact, he wasn't a celebrity, so his income probably wasn't high. Recently unemployed, I keenly felt the hardship of not having money. I'd already been paid by someone else. Making him spend more would make me feel guilty, like I was scamming someone's feelings. Daniel Shen still insisted on putting the boxes into my hand. It's just a simple exchange of gifts. I stubbornly refused to take them. Daniel Shen looked down, his face appearing very sad. This is the first time anyone has said they like me. I just wanted to share this joy with you. At this point, if I refused again, it would truly be rude. I accepted, then determinedly said, then I'll come to greet you next time. You must wait for me. Anyway, I hadn't found a job recently, so I had time to pick him up. Consider it a thank you for these gifts. Daniel Shen's eyes suddenly lit up with excitement. Okay, I continued to ask, so when are you planning to travel next time, and from which airport? Daniel Shen was truly unknown. There was no information about him online, nor did anyone mention his schedule or activities. He handed me his WeChat QR code. Add me as a friend. I'll let you know my schedule when I have one. After successfully adding him, I gave him a new nickname and reminded him, next time, don't just add anyone's WeChat randomly. Your face will surely be famous soon. If you just give out your WeChat like that, you might get into trouble if someone uncovers something undesirable from your social circle. Daniel Shen's lips curved into a smile. Okay, I'll listen to you. He paused for a moment, then said, see you next time. I was truly surprised when my next meeting with Daniel Shen came so quickly. Not long after I brought home a pile of gifts he'd given me, I received a screenshot of a flight ticket from Daniel Shen. My plane takes off at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Can you come pick me up? I opened the screenshot and looked at it again and again, still unable to believe my eyes. Hadn't he just landed? Why was he flying again tomorrow? Worried he might have booked the wrong ticket, I asked. Aren't you in this city? Flying again tomorrow? Please check if you booked the wrong ticket. Don't let your schedule get messed up. As soon as the message was sent, Daniel Shen immediately retracted the screenshot. After a long period of the other party is typing, he finally replied, yes, I booked the wrong time. Tomorrow I have to fly to another city first, then come back later. Before I could respond, he continued to reply to my first message. These past few days, I've had quite a few projects to negotiate, so I've been flying constantly. I apologize for bothering you. This made sense. Daniel Shen didn't have stable resources. To seize opportunities, he had to travel everywhere for auditions. He was just like me, sending out countless job applications every day like a fluttering fairy. You could say we shared common struggles. I sighed and sent him an encouraging sticker. This time, you'll definitely succeed. You can do it. JPG. He seemed busy with flight ticket matters. After a while, Daniel Shen finally replied, okay. I closed our chat, and then I remembered I needed to report back to the person who hired me about the airport greeting. However, I had sent a message earlier and hadn't received a reply. I scrolled down the chat interface but couldn't resist sending another message. Oh, if possible, please don't tell him I was hired. But the other side remained silent, and I didn't dwell on it too much. After all, the payment was already settled. Not getting a reply wasn't important. I thought Daniel Shen might be busy with auditions and had no free time. So on the day I went to pick him up, I woke up extra early to personally bake cookies and small cakes to bring for him. Everything started smoothly, but unexpectedly, while waiting for Daniel Shen at the airport, I suddenly had a stomachache. I sat at the exit for a long time but didn't see him. So after carefully putting away the cakes and cookies, I dashed into the restroom. Worried Daniel Shen wouldn't see me, I messaged him, "I'm in the restroom. It'll be a while. If you're in a hurry, you can go ahead. Oh, remember to take the gifts I prepared for you?" I thought he probably wouldn't wait for me. Feeling relieved, I started watching videos on my phone. Half an hour later, when I stood up, my legs were numb. I had to lean on the wall to stand straight for a few minutes before I could shuffle to wash my hands. Then I received a message from Daniel Shen. He sent me a picture of the cakes and cookies, along with the question, "Are you okay? I've got the cakes and cookies. I'm waiting for you at the gate." I paused for a moment, unable to believe Daniel Shen had waited for me. It was truly unimaginable for a fan to be waited for by their own idol. I couldn't delay any longer and rushed to find Daniel Shen. He looked hungry, his eyes glued to the cookie box. After some hesitation, he finally couldn't resist and opened the lid to take a bite. Just as he was about to put it in his mouth, he remembered something and took a picture of the cookie. At the same time, I received a message from him, "No need to rush, I'll wait for you." The baked cookies looked beautiful. Daniel Shen bit into a cookie, bowed his head, and sent a message, "It's also very delicious." Then I put away my phone and called his name. "Daniel Shen?" Hearing my voice, he looked up, and when he recognized me, his eyes lit up. "I thought you wouldn't make it." His tone was a little aggrieved. I immediately apologized. "I'm so sorry, I actually arrived very early. But it seems the breakfast I ordered outside wasn't hygienic. My stomach suddenly started hurting." To prove my words, my stomach rumbled loudly. Daniel Shen smiled, his lips pressed together adorably. I felt my face flush. Before I could say anything, he took a pack of snacks and offered them to me. "If you're hungry, you can eat a little." I immediately waved my hand, refusing. "I wouldn't dare accept your food after making you wait so long." Daniel Shen patiently brought it closer. "This is really good, and it would be a waste if I can't finish it." Finally, I only dared to take a small piece. Unexpectedly, after one bite, my eyes widened at how delicious it was. Daniel Shen saw my expression and immediately shoved the entire pack into my hand. Still not satisfied, he took out a small box from his pocket. "This is a gift from me to you." I stared at him, utterly bewildered. How could someone as handsome and virtuous as Daniel Shen not be widely known? Seeing me still dazed, he quickly explained, "You like me, so you're willing to invest your time to pick me up. This kindness is very precious, so it's normal for me to give you a gift." I pushed the gift box back towards him. "No need. Actually, I'm free these days. The first time I came to the airport was for money. The second time was to fulfill a promise to Daniel Shen. I'm sure there won't be a third time, so I can't accept your gift." After thinking for a while, I decided to tell him, "But I won't be able to pick you up next time." Daniel Shen's smile stiffened, and his eyes showed clear disappointment. "Why is that?" My heart ached a little. After a moment of hesitation, I spoke up, "I need to find a job recently, so I might not have much time to pick you up." The job of airport greeting couldn't be done every day. Finding a stable job was what I should do. Daniel Shen was silent for a while, then suddenly asked me, "Have you found a job yet?" I shook my head. This question was a bit unexpected. If I had found a job, there would be no reason for me to be sitting here talking to him. Daniel Shen let out a sigh of relief. "That's good then." I looked up. Catching my look of disappointment, Daniel Shen quickly apologized. "No, that's not what I meant. I mean, if you haven't found a job yet, you can continue to pick me up. I'll pay you." I paused, a little surprised by the offer. Pay me? That was a good idea, but I felt a bit awkward. In reality, Daniel Shen was unemployed himself. He might not even have enough money for his own meals. If I relied solely on him, could we both survive? Seeing my silence, Daniel Shen raised a finger and said, "One pickup is 10,000 yuan, how about that?" I didn't react. 10,000 yuan was indeed a lot, but if I only picked him up twice, he would be bankrupt. Daniel Shen continued to propose, "Then 20,000, how about that?" I shook my head again. The number sounded appealing, but implementing it was completely different. Daniel Shen kept increasing the price, and by the time it reached 100,000 yuan, I finally couldn't hold back and spoke up. "Enough!" Daniel Shen's eyes sparkled. "You agreed, right?" In his eyes, there seemed to be no awareness of reality, only the hopeful anticipation that I would come pick him up. I sighed, wanting to help him understand the situation. Brother, 10,000 yuan is not a small amount. With that money, you could do many other useful things. Besides, you're not a famous star. What if you go bankrupt just for this? As soon as the sentence ended, Daniel Shen frowned and looked at me. Star? Under his gaze, I suddenly realized my words might have hurt him. After a moment of silence, I apologized. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Daniel Shen said nothing more. I clutched the snack bag in my hand, not daring to speak, just walking silently towards the exit. I gathered all my courage to say goodbye to him. I hope you become famous everywhere soon. Next time I won't. Daniel Shen immediately cut me off. I've thought about it. You don't have to worry about money. I'll try to audition more to earn money. He paused for a moment, then cautiously asked, So, can you keep picking me up until I become famous? I unconsciously tightened my grip on my hands. Anyway, I haven't found a job yet, so picking him up a few more times isn't too much, right? 10,000 yuan is not a small amount. I might not even earn that much at work. Thinking this, I agreed, but after I find a job, I won't come to pick you up anymore. I wondered if Daniel Shen understood that. He nodded repeatedly. Okay, but to put my mind at ease, Daniel Shen transferred the money to me on the spot. I pressed, accept money, and just as I was about to wave goodbye, he unexpectedly put several shopping bags in my hand. He didn't give me a chance to react and quickly got into the car. To prevent me from discarding the gifts, he only left a small gap. Just accept it. That way I'll have the motivation to earn money to protect my only fan. All right, I guess I got a little something out of it. I waved at him. Bye-bye, see you next time. Daniel Shen's car started. His voice echoed from the small gap. See you next time. The amount of money Daniel Shen offered was indeed very high. I thought about it a lot and finally found a way to support him. While waiting for interview notifications, I researched several actors with similar styles, and during this time, there were many positive signs for deeper investigation. Therefore, I also registered several sub-accounts to join their fan groups. My research findings totaled over 20,000 words. When I went to pick up Daniel Shen, I would give him the material to discuss together. In return for the gifts Daniel Shen gave me, they also became more valuable. He didn't just give me money, but also gifts, making me feel embarrassed and reluctant to accept them. In the end, I could only return even more expensive gifts to him. After several exchanges, the value of the gifts Daniel Shen gave had reached a new level. I felt pressured to return them, but I also didn't want to take advantage of him, so finally, I could only quit on him again during an airport pickup. Daniel Shen asked in surprise, Have you found a job? Even though I still hadn't found any work, that didn't stop me from fabricating a story. That's right, I'll be starting work soon, so I won't be coming next time. Daniel Shen lowered his eyes and silently handed me the box in his hand. Seeing his sad expression, I quickly comforted him. It's okay. With the money you paid me, you could hire over 50 fans. That would be worth it. If it's just me, without accessories or banners, no one would recognize Daniel Shen as a famous star. But if dozens of people come to greet you together, everything will be different, creating the impression that you're very prominent. But my comfort seemed to have no effect. Daniel Shen only sighed, his lower face covered by a scarf. He said sadly, They're not like you. What's the real difference? They're all people hired with money, and they even charge less than I pay you. Daniel Shen turned to ask me, How much is your salary? I panicked and avoided his gaze. Since I hadn't found a job yet, how would I know my salary? Without waiting for my reply, Daniel Shen continued, No matter how much it is, I'll add another zero at the end, okay? I immediately shook my head. It's not about money. Daniel Shen frowned and asked, If it's not money, then why? His eyes were fixed on me as if wanting to force an answer out of me. I fabricated a reason. My company will contribute to 5 types of social insurance for me. Daniel Shen still wanted to say something, but I cut him off. I looked straight into his eyes and repeated, Daniel Shen, I really won't be coming next time. Daniel Shen was silent for a long time and finally nodded in agreement. In the days I didn't pick him up from flights, my job search remained stagnant. Every day I stayed home drawing, and the rest of the time I spent on my sub-accounts, gathering data for Daniel Shen. But almost no one could find information about Daniel Shen online. He had no works to promote. I had no other choice but to upload the videos I had previously filmed of me picking him up at the airport. When I first uploaded the video of him sharing snacks with me at the airport, it unexpectedly attracted attention. The comment section was filled with questions like, "Who is Daniel Shen?" I answered them one by one and took the opportunity to upload a few more similar videos, capitalizing on the buzz to increase interest. In just a short time, the number of followers quickly grew. They constantly requested new updates. Every time a new video was released, the number of comments immediately surged dramatically, making me laugh. Daniel Shen is truly the star everyone wants to be best friends with in the Vietnamese entertainment industry, right? I've never seen an idle wait for a fan to go to the bathroom like that before. Let me report, I was there that day. I thought this handsome guy was waiting for his girlfriend, but it turned out he was waiting for a fan. What could be funnier? He only has this one fan, so he has to wait no matter what she does, huh? Hey everyone, do you know who this is? A singer or an actor? Why can't I find any works he's participated in? Could it be? But he's so handsome. Let me try to search. More and more people expressed their curiosity about Daniel Shen. I quickly screenshotted these comments and sent them to him. What were your previous works? Can you give me some information? Many people are very interested. Daniel Shen replied immediately. I haven't participated in any projects. All my previous auditions weren't chosen. I couldn't help but be surprised. How could it be so pathetic? But the popularity had begun. I couldn't lose this opportunity. I thought again and continued to ask, so do you have any audition clips or a singing clip? Daniel Shen replied, clearly not. Then are you even part of the entertainment industry? Probably not. The curiosity in the comments kept growing. I could only confess, he's a bit unknown, hasn't had many opportunities, so no works for now. But maybe soon. To quickly end this discussion, I rummaged through my phone and uploaded a series of photos I had taken of Daniel Shen. As soon as I finished uploading, I received a message from Daniel Shen. It was a video of fans welcoming a big star. In the video, the arrival gate was incredibly crowded, making it easy to see that the star was very famous. Daniel Shen messaged, "I'm really envious. Everyone has people welcoming them." I responded with a hug emoji. What's the use of being envious? Currently, Daniel Shen has no works. If too many people come to greet him at once, everyone will surely realize he's just a hired person. At that point, not only would he lose face, but his true value would also be affected. Wait until Daniel Shen becomes famous. All this will just be noise around him. However, Daniel Shen's mood didn't seem to improve despite my attempts to comfort him. Sometimes he would send me pictures of other stars being welcomed by fans at the airport, accompanied by a photo of him leaving the airport alone. After 3 consecutive days with no change, Daniel Shen finally couldn't hold back anymore and stated directly, "Tomorrow is Saturday. Are you free to pick me up?" It had actually been quite a while since I last saw him. And it was true, I had no special plans for tomorrow. Just as I was about to nod in agreement, Daniel Shen sent another message. "Last time I was on a business trip, I brought back gifts. I'll give them to you tomorrow." However, after only 1 second, that message was retracted. He sent another message. "When I auditioned in another city, I bought local specialties for you. I'll give them to you tomorrow." Indeed, he intended to give me gifts again. Faced with the wavering of my heart, I immediately regained my resolve and replied, "I'm not free tomorrow." Daniel Shen asked again, "What about the day after tomorrow? I can change my ticket." I thought he was eager to have a fan pick him up, proving that he still had some popularity. After thinking for a moment, I replied, "I'm not free the day after tomorrow either. Why don't you try hiring a few people to pick you up? The price isn't too expensive, and if you need, I can introduce some people to you." Daniel Shen replied immediately, "They're all fake, but I'm just fake too." As I realized this, the message had already been sent. While I was thinking about how to justify myself, another message from Daniel Shen arrived. Not the same. I didn't know how to respond for a moment. After some hesitation, I fabricated a reason. "Tomorrow I have to work overtime, so I can't go." Daniel Shen didn't seem reluctant. He sent me one last message. "Okay, let me know when you're free." All the materials I had saved on my phone had been uploaded. Therefore, I decided to temporarily stop updating videos. The comment section and private messages were full of reminders from fans. "Sis, are you working now? Why aren't you picking up flights suddenly?" Seriously, it's been so long since I've seen your airport pickup videos. I feel like something's missing. Sis, isn't Daniel Shen preparing food for you lately? I really want to see him share snacks with you. Are you really not going to pick him up anymore? You should go see him. I feel like he's turning into a lonely old man. Behind the last comment was a picture of Daniel Shen at the airport. In the photo, he was looking down at his phone. Although it was just through the screen, his sadness felt very palpable to me. I suddenly felt a little regret. The comment section continued to buzz. Daniel Shen is truly a pitiful idol, with only this one fan. It's true, watching your videos, he always looks like an old farmer visiting his children in the city. Everyone else's airport greetings are fan service, but Daniel Shen's is like handing out food. No way, I also want an idol to give me food. Decided. From today, I'm switching to Daniel Shen's fandom. I'm going to pick him up tomorrow. I'm going too. Joyfully, I hurried to find Daniel Shen to confirm his schedule. He immediately replied, "What day are you free? Why is he still waiting for my time?" I quickly screenshotted the comments of people wanting to pick him up. "I'm temporarily not free. Others want to pick you up." Daniel Shen's side showed the other party is typing for quite a while. After a moment, he replied, "I'll go when you're free. If suddenly so many people come to pick me up, I'll feel very unfamiliar." That's true. He only ever had me picking him up. He surely wasn't used to having many others. After some thought, I replied, "Next week then. Remember to prepare well?" Daniel Shen seemed a little disappointed. "Not this week. Actually, I could fly tomorrow." Of course not this week. I just told him I had to go to work and now I'd say I could. Wouldn't that be slapping myself in the face? Moreover, the time is too short. I wouldn't have time to prepare gifts for him. But I couldn't say that to Daniel Shen. Otherwise, he would mentally prepare to buy even more expensive gifts. Therefore, I summarized what fans liked about Daniel Shen in the comments section. I replied to him that I needed some time to prepare. Everyone likes it when you hand out food, so prepare some snacks, share them with everyone then, but remember to do it within your means. And that day, remember to dress well and take lots of photos. This can help you attract more fans, Daniel Shen replied. Okay. As soon as I exited the chat screen with him, my best friend's phone rang. As soon as I answered, she happily laughed and asked, "Honey, are you free tomorrow? Help me pick up my idol at the airport, please. I have to work overtime tomorrow. I can't take time off. I'm begging you, he only comes once in a long while. I want a picture with him." Tomorrow seemed fine. I had just confirmed Daniel Shen wouldn't be appearing this week, so the chance of us meeting at the airport was very low. Plus, I only had one best friend, so there was no reason to refuse to help her. So I agreed. "Okay, send me the time." My friend quickly sent the time and reminded me, "Remember to shout loudly then." I was a bit startled to hear that. "Oh, aren't we just taking pictures?" My airport greeting experience was mostly from Daniel Shen. When I took this part-time job, it was also because his friend said Daniel Shen had few fans, just talking a little when greeting him would be enough. Now, suddenly being told to shout felt a bit awkward. My best friend hurriedly said, "No, definitely not. My idol's rival will be there tomorrow. We can't lose." I hesitated for a moment. "All right, tomorrow I'll wear a mask and a hat. Even if I shout, no one will recognize me." My best friend pressed against the phone and gave a loud kiss. "I love yous, love you." After hanging up, I suddenly felt uneasy. I hesitated a bit before deciding to send a message to Daniel Shen to check the situation. "Do you have any plans tomorrow?" To avoid him thinking I was referring to picking him up, I added another sentence. "If possible, can you take 2 pictures for me? My account needs to be updated a bit." Daniel Shen immediately replied, "Okay, tomorrow I'll send you pictures." It seemed he had plans, which made me feel much more at ease. The next day, early in the morning, I grabbed my camera and went straight to the airport. My best friend was so worried I'd oversleep that she checked on me every 5 minutes. When I arrived at the airport, I saw the number of fans holding up banners with her idol's name. I suddenly felt a bit confused. "You call this a grand display? This doesn't need to be grand anymore." My friend giggled. "Who knows, the rival might have even more people. Remember to shout loudly later." Before I could reply, she continued, "Next time we'll go together to pick up your guy for free photos." I quickly agreed. Okay. Her photography skills were much better than mine. If she could take a few pictures of Daniel Shen, I would surely attract many new fans. So, my best friend and I agreed to cooperate. When her idol appeared, I, along with the surrounding fans, shouted in unison. In the midst of the most excited shouting, I suddenly felt a gaze on me. Turning around, I saw Daniel Shen standing beside me, smiling as he looked at me. I felt embarrassed and quickly pulled up my mask to cover my face. I was about to find some excuse to say something, but the fans next to me urged me, "Hurry up, the other one is coming out too." I was startled, no longer having time to pay attention to Daniel Shen. When I turned my head again, he was no longer there. I suddenly felt a little guilty, as if I had been caught red-handed. After completing the task, I was just about to send a message to Daniel Shen when the friend who had asked me to pick up an idol for him messaged me. "Sorry, the schedule was suddenly canceled last time. No need to return the money. Can we pick him up again this afternoon? I'll pay separately." I frowned. Canceled suddenly? But I clearly picked up Daniel Shen that time. Had Daniel Shen somehow figured out I was hired to pick him up? After a moment of hesitation, I decided to send a message to Daniel Shen with the content, "Where are you now? I'm coming to find you." As soon as I pressed send, I received a message from a friend. It was a picture of the person I needed to pick up. Opening the picture, I suddenly stopped, unable to help but be surprised. After looking at it again and again, I realized that the person in the picture bore no resemblance to Daniel Shen. After a long time preparing myself mentally, I finally dared to ask, "Can you tell me his name?" My friend replied immediately, "Ethan Wei. I remember every single letter of his name." Immediately, I exited WeChat and searched for this name. Quickly, I found many works he had participated in. Although he wasn't a main character, he was clearly not like Daniel Shen, about whom I could find no information. So, did that mean I had been picking up the wrong person all this time? I didn't want to admit it, but it was haunting me. I chose another picture of Daniel Shen and sent it to my friend. "Isn't this him?" In reply, the other person sent a question mark. "Who's that? I don't know him." It was easy to understand why Daniel Shen reacted that way when he saw me pick him up. It was also no surprise that he traveled everywhere but couldn't get any roles. It turned out he wasn't in this industry at all. Oh my God, I've been picking up the wrong person for so long. I went to a pillar, intending to knock on it twice to remind myself. Unexpectedly, I received a message from Daniel Shen. "I brought the chocolate you liked. Where are you?" I replied. "I'm in the parking lot." At this moment, I suddenly stopped and felt completely confused, not knowing how to face Daniel Shen. It was easy to understand why he spent such a large sum of money without any sign of being an unknown artist who had no opportunities to act. But he clearly knew I had picked up the wrong person, so why did he let me continue to pick him up? My mind was truly a mess at this point. Despite my endless confusion, I still decided to meet Daniel Shen one last time. As I walked, I thought about what to say to him. When I snapped back to reality, I found myself in the parking lot. Daniel Shen's car was parked not far away, the door open, with a man in a suit waiting beside it. The man was reporting to Daniel Shen in a somewhat awkward situation. "Young master, you've been buying so many plane tickets lately. General Manager Shen has asked about it several times." What should I tell him? Daniel Shen just sighed. "Just tell him I'm busy with work pursuing my wife. What's wrong with flying many times?" "Your wife," the man in the suit subtly touched his nose. "But you can't just keep flying back and forth like this, you won't have time to sleep." Daniel Shen said nothing more. He quickly scrolled through his phone for a bit, then asked, "Is my debut plan ready?" The man in the suit began to stammer in reply. Young master, do you really want to debut?" "You can't sing and you can't act." Daniel Shen stroked his hair and said, "What if I don't debut? She's not coming to pick me up anymore anyway." I stood still, wondering whether to approach. As I hesitated, Daniel Shen turned his head, his eyes met mine, and my ears suddenly felt hot. "Chloe, you're here." He quickly took a box of chocolate from the car and handed it to me. "You said it was good last time, so this time I bought more. Last time it was beef jerky. You told me not to buy anything too expensive. These things aren't expensive at all. You can enjoy them with peace of mind. Oh right, one more thing. I'm about to debut, but I'll definitely just be a rookie with not many fans. Can you come pick me up then?" I scratched my head and interjected, "Daniel Shen, you knew I mistook you for someone else, so why do you still want me to pick you up? Things like debuting and bringing gifts make me overthink a lot." Daniel Shen was surprised. "You figured it out?" After saying that, he suddenly realized he had spoken out of turn and quickly explained. "Actually, I also felt something was off, but you said you liked me and always supported me, so I didn't think too deeply." Only when you said I wasn't a famous star did I realize, but then I worried that if you knew you had the wrong person, you might not come to see me again. So I was a little flustered. He wanted to meet me. Was it because I was the first person to confess feelings to him? Before I could ask, Daniel Shen mustered all his courage and confessed, "Chloe, I like you." After saying that, he looked at me carefully. "And you?" I met his gaze. The first time I went to the airport to pick him up, I was simply someone doing a paid job. However, it was because of our relationship that I decided to come back a second time, a third time. Later, I refused to pick him up again because I worried he would spend too much money, and more importantly, I needed to control myself. I didn't want Daniel Shen's career to end before it even began. Daniel Shen received no response from me. He just pursed his lips and said, "It's okay if you don't like me." Then he added, "But I really want to debut. Later, when you pick up other people, can you pick me up a little too?" I cut him off and said, "I like you." Daniel Shen's voice suddenly fell silent. He looked at me with an unwavering gaze, even forgetting to breathe. After a moment, he asked, "You like me?" Just as I was about to answer, I saw the corner of his mouth curl into a smile. He stood there, smiling faintly for a long time, then asked me again, seriously, "Do you think I still need to debut?" What he meant was, if he debuted, would I like him even more? The man in the suit couldn't be patient any longer and quietly turned his back, staring at a pillar. I thought for a moment and replied, "No, you don't need to. Debuting is just a way to date. I don't dare imagine how much criticism you'd face." The smile hadn't left Daniel Shen's lips. He turned to look at the man in the suit, cleared his throat to convey his meaning. The man immediately understood and quickly left the scene. Daniel Shen gently asked, "Can I kiss you?" My mind suddenly went blank, and I unintentionally said, "Okay." Daniel Shen leaned down and gently kissed my lips. I couldn't help but raise my head, and the kiss gradually deepened. That day, when I got home, I wrote a long post sharing the entire story of picking up the wrong person. The comment section was filled with laughter. "So hilarious." I knew it. Daniel Shen has no works. How could he be considered part of the entertainment industry? I thought it was fan service, but it turned out to be a romantic performance by a young couple. Wait a minute, this back view and the airport, why does it look familiar? Everyone, go check out this account, at youngmaster flying crazy. Unable to control my curiosity, I also clicked to view it. The account hadn't posted many videos, but there was a back view of Daniel Shen and a stack of carefully preserved boarding passes. The voiceover said, "To pursue the girl he likes, this young master flies all over the place every day. He collected all these in 1 month. Oh, I wonder when he'll finally win her heart." Combined with his previous videos, netizens quickly discovered Daniel Shen's true identity. "This girl is so cool. She managed to attract the young master despite everything. Didn't this girl already know Daniel Shen's true identity beforehand and deliberately came to ambush him? The person above is being too negative. My Chloe isn't that smart. Most likely, she just looked around the airport and randomly picked the most handsome man who looked most like a star to pick up. She called out a name, and oh, coincidentally, the name was similar. So annoying. Why don't I have that kind of intelligence?" I wanted to refute them, but then I realized they had a point. In a fit of annoyance, I turned around and saw Daniel Shen's reply in the comment section. "She's not stupid. I just calculated more, afraid she wouldn't come to see me anymore." The comment was posted and quickly rose to the top of the hot comments. Some nosy netizens didn't hesitate to make a big deal out of it and found all the comments I had previously replied to. In the comment section, "His body shape is quite good, you can tell he's attractive just by looking at him." "I think so too." Drools asterisk. Daniel Shen just smirked and set his phone aside. He took my hand and placed it on his abs. "Seeing beauty isn't always real, you have to touch it to know how good it is." Standing before such a handsome man, I couldn't control myself either. Later, I could confirm one thing: what the comment section said was absolutely correct.